What's something that's probably boring to most of the world, but could be super interesting to those who are into cars? I'll go first. A little over a decade ago, Mercedes-Benz developed what I initially thought to be the most over-engineered thing ever, but after digging into it, it might just make perfect sense. So they created this thing called Magic Vision Control, which basically removes the windshield washer spray nozzle from the hood of the car and runs the fluid through the wiper arm and out of the wiper blade through a bunch of little holes. Mercedes claims they did it because generally a washer sprayer is going to obscure a driver's view for a couple of seconds while the wipers take time to catch up. They also say it'll save 50% more fluid. Mercedes hired a team of engineers to figure out a way around this and created what looks to be an incredibly expensive part to replace. In fact, it is expensive. I looked it up. A set of these blades runs around $112. However, I read that for about $5 to $7, you can actually replace the rubber inside of the blade without throwing the whole thing away. My thing, though, is when I look at this, I can't help but think about the process that went into deciding to put this into cars. I mean, somebody along the line was convinced to spend a ton of money to develop this idea, and ultimately, it's going to raise the price of cars, so they decided it's worth charging more for this idea as well. And in the long run, I guess they were right, because Mercedes is still offering the feature in their cars over a decade later. Maybe sound off in the comments if you think this is cool or over-engineered, or if I'm just weird.